This is Football Thoughts.
Chelsea won, Arsenal won full time score. I'm gonna listen. This fixture used to be a classic. Yeah. Robin van Persie versus John Terry. Yeah. Mesut Ozil versus Eden Hazard. Yeah. But now we've got these chubby modern day footballers who are not serious about their game, giving us a snooze fest of a derby, a London derby that used to be so entertaining with 5-3 scores, 6-1, 4-3, 3-0. Now we're getting a 1-1 draw fest. I almost slept, almost fell asleep watching this game, people, because that's how shite it was. Caicedo getting that red card really changed the game for Chelsea for the negative. They got the goal with Cholobai, but ultimately they fell asleep with Mourinho getting that equalizer because of the lack of coordination in that midfield when Caicedo ain't there. When Caicedo is not there, people, you just know Chelsea are gonna be in a very sticky situation because he does hold up the ball a lot. He carries it from the defense to the offense. And when he got that stupid red card, which he shouldn't have gotten because he was very late for that tackle against Moreno. Any player who's played football knows that there is a time delay and you got to time the way you use such tackles, especially when the opposition has the ball. Yeah, and he didn't need to make that tackle. Moreno left the ball. He just mistimed it and stepped on him. And then, VAR just caught him on camera, bro. CCTV. What you gonna do, man? João Pedro, hey man, I think this guy should have stayed in Brighton. Listen, as good as he can be and as good as he is right now, he's just not at the level of Chelsea. This guy should have scored that first goal. Should have buried it at least. That's what I'm thinking. You signed him. He started off well in the Club World Cup, but it seems like he ain't carried the same form in the league, which I kind of predicted because in a stature of Chelsea's level, I don't think he's ready. This game clearly showed you, man. This guy clearly isn't ready for a big game scenario. Estoval was quiet today. I've said this, guys. Like Estoval, he's good also, but he ain't world class the way the media, Chelsea fans are portraying him to be. He ain't the savior Chelsea would want him to be because in games like this, he had two chances in which both of them should have been on target. And those chances, they both weren't on target. So now, if you're going to compare him to Eden Hazard, who most of the time his shots are on target in big games against Arsenal, especially, you know, you can't keep telling me and trying to convince me that this kid's the truth and this kid's world class and this kid's gonna win the league and the World Cup. Like I've seen way better Brazilian players at 18 years old, Neymar, who did way more than Esteval at Brazil. So this Esteval chat, I'm not riding with this train, people. I really am not. Cucurella had a bad game. Costo had a bad game. Fofana really also had a bad game because he's the one who led to that equalizer because he didn't stick to his man in Mikel Moreno. Arsenal exposed themselves today. They've shown that they do not have an attack. They do not have a solid foundation in the fullbacks because Timber and Ricardo are not good enough. Yeah, most of the time, Esteval Neto gave them problems. They're not good enough to give them dribbling problems, but they gave enough problems being direct to make the Arsenal defense very uncomfortable. And Zubamendi is not comfortable in this Premier League. He's not. I can clearly see that the press, the intensity, and the physicality is giving him issues. That's why he got the yellow and he got subbed. Eze in the right wing. Eze in the midfield is not it, guys. It's not it. Even though he shifts in the cam, it's just not gonna work if Mikel Merino and Eze are playing. Like it stops the flow of Arsenal's attack, especially when they were playing against Tottenham. Eze was more in the lead role. Yeah, Mourinho is a false nine. Yeah, but if you want to play both of them, I would suggest benching Saka because he had a terrible game and putting Eze in the right wing, and then taking off Gabriel Martinelli, and then putting on someone with at least some pace to disrupt the Chelsea fullbacks with Noni Madueke. But I don't think Arsenal are that good to be considered the favorites to win this league. This league is very up and down currently because the standards of this Premier League is going down. If you can see from the log, the bottom three, nah, the are only a few points away from the middle half and the top four, and that just tells it in itself the state of this league. Yeah, Arsenal did not show up in this game as they showed up to the Bayern game, you see. And it just tells me that both teams have different priorities this season. And I know for a fact that injuries are going to catch both of these teams because of their activity. It's already caught Chelsea from their Club World Cup activities to the Premier League activities to the Champions League activities. Same with Arsenal with all the competitions they're in. And plus the World Cup being next year and some players going on AFCON, who knows the states of the squads that both these teams will be in after today's game. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of today's game. Like and subscribe. This is Red God TV.